Hi and welcome to another feedback video. This time we're looking at answers for practice sheet 1.9. We're looking at letters Ain and Ghain, and the extract for exercise 1 is taken from a hymn called Yasu'u Fadina, which translates as Jesus our Savior. This is a hymn that we sing during Easter. So let's start with A. The first word ends with Ain. The diacritic over here can't be mistaken for a dot because it looks completely different. And then we have the word Fadina that ends with an Aleph, another Ain, and a tied Ta in its isolated form. Then in B, the first word, we haven't learned this letter yet, not this one. This is an Aleph connected to the right, and then we haven't learned this or that. And we have the Ta at the end. Now, if you look at A again, the last letter is a tight Ta. And we said when the tight Ta comes at the end of a sentence, usually we pronounce it as a vowel. But in the case of this hymn, we're going to pronounce it as Ta so that it rhymes with the open Ta over here, which is definitely a pronounced Ta. So listen to the pronunciation and notice this rhyming happening here, and also notice the sound A at the end of these two words. يسوع فادينا مبدع الحياة قام كي يحيينا من بين الأموات. So you have to remember that hymns in Arabic are poems. So very often you might change the rules of pronunciation so that they rhyme. Okay, so we're at exercise 2 and we need to complete these 3 words with the final letter. So let's look at the first one. Jesus in Arabic is Yasu'a. Yasu'a. So this is the sound A. And it looks very similar to the consonant sound we looked at in 1.1, the glottal stop. But remember, the glottal stop looks like a question mark in English without the dot. And the A sound looks like the question mark in Arabic without the dot. So when you're writing in Arabic and you want to write a question, you end it with this shape and then you add a dot. Another thing that can help you remember which one is which is you can remember that this shape over here looks very similar to the head of the bird we talked about, and they're open to the same side. They're open to the right. So here in A, we're looking for the sound A. This is the one with the dot, that's a Gha, letter Ghain. So that's not the one we're looking for. This is the letter Ha. It came all the way from section 1.3. So the one we're looking for is this one over here. In B, we're looking at the word reached for singular masculine. So in English you can say he reached, she reached. But in Arabic when you say this word, balag, balag, it only means he reached, not she reached. So we're looking for the sound gha. Where's the letter ghain here? Letter ghain has a dot, so it can't be this one. This one has a dot, but that's the sound kha. That's letter kha. And so we're finding this is the option we're going to choose to complete this word in B. The word in C, crowds, in Arabic is jumu'a. Jumu'a. And that's a very common word in the Bible because if you remember, Jesus always addressed the crowds and addressed or preached the crowds. So you'll see this a lot in Arabic, jumu'a. So the A sound is the one without the dot. So this is without the dot, but that's a Ha. That's not the one. This one is a Ghain with a dot. And this is the correct option, the letter Ain. Okay, so now I'm going to complete these words. This is يسوع. So this is عين. I'm going to start the small head and then have a big round belly. And then غا, even though it's solid here, when you write it doesn't have to be solid unless you're writing with a marker. So that's غين. So far it's ع. Now I'm going to make it into a غين with a dot. And then جموع, the letter عين. Start with the small head and the big round belly. So here we are. We have the three complete letters. Sorry, three complete words. يسوع, بلغ, and جموع. And if you've done exercise 3, you can see that the connectors of letters عين and غين are on the line. The rest of the letter is below the line. And in C, you can see the letter عين in its isolated form, and the top of the letter is above the line, and the below the big round belly is below the line. So with this, we finished feedback for 1.9. Please go ahead and do the quiz.